Okay, people, how you doing this morning? Today we're gonna do another episode of Curry County Backroads. Today we're in central Curry County, just north of Gold Beach. We're actually pretty close to 101. You can see it right there. This is called Old Coast Road. It goes from just north of the Patterson Bridge all the way to Etzing Creek. Crosses 101, one spot. We're gonna start at the north end by Etzing Creek and Highway 101 and head south. I'll flip the camera around. You can see this is actually the main road to get there. You'll see it, Old Coast Road. There's the sign. Like I say, you're going to see a lot of hear a lot of road noise today, but this is actually a historical road, and we'll stop up here. One thing I'll say before we get going here: this road's probably 95% all private property on each side, so please don't get off on people's property. I'm just showing you the road. It's pretty neat, being a historical road. And yeah, it's all private, so just stay on the road. But there's some spots to get off and walk actually to the ocean on this road, so it's kind of neat. It's a good little place. But here we go, another episode of Curry County Roads, or actually another episode of Curry County Backroads, and this is a back road. Here you go. Historic 1886 county maintained to preserve historical status. So to me, this is a Curry County historical road. What I get out of is a wagon road. I mean, I know they didn't have automobiles back then, but we'll go up through here, take a couple more photos of this part of the road. This is the historical part, is in the north end. I'm recording again. So this is the historical part of Old Coast Road. It's the old wagon road. A little wider than the wagon road now, but the county does a really good job keeping it updated. They come out here about once a year, twice a year, and blade the road, make it nice and smooth. But as you can see, it twists and turns. It follows the contours of the land. But just remember, pretty much the whole road on the north end is, the whole road on the north end is private property. You can drive it, but just don't get off. Next stop, 101, where we cross over. Alright, we're here where Old Coast Road crosses 101. This is actually where the fun begins, once we get over here on this other side. I'm here. Welcome to Otter Point State Recreational Site. We'll go down this road, and we'll get some walking in today. And this road, you can drive a two-wheel drive car down, any kind of car. I wouldn't recommend anything bigger than a full-size truck. The turnaround spot's a little sharp, but there's spots on this road, on the main Old Coast Road, you can park an RV on if you do have an RV. I just wouldn't drive an RV down here. So here's the parking spot. I'm going to turn around and park here. As you can see, the ocean looks good. Here we go. Here's Otter Point's trailhead. After we start this way, as we parked right there. We'll walk through some trees here, then we'll get out and see the ocean. One thing I forgot to mention when I first filmed this trail is this is part of the Oregon Coast Trail. It's actually a trail that runs all the way from the north end of the coast to the south end of the coast. It's part of a whole trail system. And I think 73% of it's passable right now. Some of it needs to be worked on, but we're not going to take the trail there. We might later, but we're going to take the trail this way down to the overlooks at Otter Point. That's actually Agate Beach, or you actually see a gentleman down there looking for agates right now. I don't know if I'd be down there. We have a fast moving storm coming into this afternoon. It's supposed to dump 4 to 8 inches of rain by Sunday night. So that's a fast moving storm, but you can see some of the waves out there hitting. Not a king tide event, but getting close. It's a little windy out here on the point. We're not quite at the point yet. I'll turn the camera around. That's towards Gold Beach that way. I don't know if the wind's getting me or not. But you look at the clouds, you can start seeing them come in. Barely see Humbug, last mountain in the back there. Not the first one in the ocean, but one behind that. That's Humbug Mountain. We'll go to the point and see if I can get some better photos for you guys. We have arches everywhere on this coast. This is one of them here. I don't know what arch this is named, but amazing. We still haven't made it to the point yet. We're still walking. So you know they talk about reverse waterfalls. It's hard to see, but how the wind is hitting this water right here. It's pushing it right back up. Kind of cool. Waterfall goes clear down to the rock formation down there. Kind of cool. Well, this is the farthest I'm going out on the point today. As you can see Humbug in the mountain there. It's hard to see, but Cape Blanco is straight that way. You got some rock formations out here. You got some big waves coming in at us. Out there is the Rogue Reef. There's actually an arch out there, and there's some rocks. It's pretty cool. You go down that way, that's Gold Beach heading that way. You can't see Cape Sebastian, but it's about right there. And Bailey's Beach is right there. We'll stop on the Old Coast Road and show you where that is here in a second, but you can actually drive that beach from Gold Beach. Let me go down and see. There's the other arch right there. But literally, when I can't hold the phone straight, I know you guys can't hear me. And there's my wife. She won't come out here. So this is Bailey's Beach. I guess at one time you could drive from Old Coast Road down here, but it's been overgrown. They don't do it anymore. But you can actually drive from the North Jetty down here. And we might do it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a 50-50 beach guy. I like to drive on the beach. I respect it. But if it's real stormy and stuff, I don't even mess with it. But this is probably the last spot we'll film on Otter Point, unless I find one other special spot. Kind of a local legend place. So see if I can find it. So this one I'm going to leave for a diamond or rough. So if you find it, you'll see it. But this is kind of a local place. Good place to hang out and just relax and think of things. We will not be driving the beach today, but I could drive all the way down here. The only reason I'm saying that is I see about 10 people from here to that point already, and I'm a believer that I try to respect people's privacy and area. So, and the water's pretty high. If the water was down low tide, about 2 o'clock this afternoon, I would. It's 10 o'clock now. It just, you know what? We all get along and we can all have our space. That's the way I look at it. But I'll show you where Bailey's access is, and we'll stop at the North Jetty on Old Coast Road. Actually, Old Coast doesn't go all the way to the jetty. It goes to Waterburn Loop, but we'll drive down the jetty and get a couple photos of that before we end today. Okay, this is the last access to the ocean from Old Coast. You come around here. There's a little parking on the left there, but the trail is right there to the right. This is actually the road I was talking about. It used to be a road that you could go to, but yeah, it's not maintained, and that's fine. That's fine. But if you come up here, you're all on private property now. I will get out on the left here and take a video of a sign that's some heritage, some history of Curry County and Gold Beach. But when you come around here, see all the cows. This is where the residence housing starts, so it's all private from here on in. Like I said, I'll stop and get a video of a historical sign, and we will probably end the day at the jetty. This is the historical sign I wanted to say. Video here for you guys. Fort Minor. Interesting history of Curry County. Here's our last stop of the day. We're on the North Jetty. You could drive a little bit further, but there's no reason to. You can look. You're going to see some equipment, but that's where basically we came from, all the way that way. Old Coast Road ended about 3/4 of a mile up that way. It turns into Waterburn Loop. We just drove to the jetty to just sit here and film the last episode. There's that Rogue River Reef, they call it. Good fishing when it's not like this. There's the South Jetty, the airport, and Gold Beach. Cape Sebastian's down that way. But for the bang for the buck, this is probably one of the better little roads to take. You got a couple trails you can take. Really, it's only taken us about an hour and a half to do walking all the trails and everything, so it's well worth it. So tell us what you like about it, tell us what you don't like about it. Like I say, criticism is great. Let me switch the camera over. My finger's in my way. But respectful criticism is great. I don't like mean people. I don't know, I try not to be mean anymore. But Let us know what you think. And if you have any ideas, that if you are a longer current resident of Curry County or Del Norte County, let me know. We're going to do some Del Norte County stuff later in the year. But like I say, we renamed our little episodes to Backroads Curry County. I did another video, but we're not going to share it for a while. I have some bad imaging on it, so we're trying to use the dash cam a little bit more on this one, and we'll see how it works. So anyway, till next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.